I'm sorry. This is a public beach. You're not allowed to do that here.
Oh, it's now or never, honey.
From classic cinema legends to modern icons, some stars are known not just for their roles, but for the controversies that surround them. Who made the list? What are their stories? Well, join us as we dive into the lives of the most talked about actresses of all time. Number 50, Mackenzie Phillips. Mackenzie Phillips, the actress who starred in the sitcom One Day at a Time, had a complex and troubled relationship with her father, John Phillips, a member of the musical group The Mamas and the Papas. In her memoir, High on Arrival, Phillips revealed that she had a consensual sexual relationship with her father for a decade, which began after he raped her when she was 19 years old. This revelation caused significant strain in Phillips's relationships with her family, including her half-sisters Bijou and China Phillips. Phillips also struggled with addiction throughout her life. She was arrested for public intoxication and cocaine possession in the 1970s, which led to her being fired from One Day at a Time. Despite multiple attempts at rehabilitation, Phillips continued to battle addiction for many years. Number 49, Bai Ling. After becoming a Hollywood actress, Bai Ling had a bit of a wild past. She claims to have spent some time in a mental hospital after telling people she was from the moon and that her grandmother lived there. You might know Bai Ling from movies like Shaolin Soccer, Lords of Dogtown, or Star Wars Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. Or maybe you've seen her on TV, where she recently appeared on Celebrity Rehab. This Chinese beauty had a pretty crazy life. She says her problems with alcohol started when she was just 14 years old, while she was serving as a child soldier in Tibet. Number 48, Loretta Young. Loretta Young had a secret love child with her co-star, Clark Gable. During the filming of Call of the Wild, Young and the married Gable had an affair that resulted in Young's pregnancy. To protect their reputations, Young hid her pregnancy, gave an interview under a blanket saying she had a childhood illness, and went on a vacation to England. When she returned to Venice, she kept her baby, Judy Lewis, for a few months before sending her to an orphanage. When Judy was 19 months old, Young brought her back, making the public believe she had adopted her. Judy even had surgery to pin back her ears, which she inherited from Clark Gable. Number 47, Kristen Stewart. After photos of her making out with a married man surfaced, Kristen Stewart got the boot from her longtime boyfriend and Twilight co-star, Robert Pattinson. The dirt on her fling with Rupert Sanders, the married director of Snow White and the Huntsman, was splashed all over the tabloids. Before the whole cheating scandal blew up, Stewart had already been paparazzi bait for her middle finger flapping and pot smoking escapades. Number 46, Gene Tierney. Gene Tierney had a brief romance with a young JFK, but his political ambitions got in the way. She ended up voting for Nixon instead. Tierney contracted rubella from a fan who snuck out of quarantine to see her. This led to a premature birth, and her daughter was born deaf, partially blind, and mentally challenged. It's possible that this experience contributed to Tierney's bipolar disorder. After filming The Left Hand of God, Humphrey Bogart urged her to seek help. Tierney checked into an asylum where she underwent 27 shock treatments. She tried to escape but was eventually reinstitutionalized. Number 45, Angelina Jolie. While married to Billy Bob Thornton, Angelina Jolie wore a small vial of his blood around her neck. Jolie's unique persona was evident from her debut as a bold, lesbian model in the 1998 film Gia. Known as Mrs. Pitt, she has openly visited dominatrix clubs, had a romantic encounter with Thornton in a limo on the way to an awards show, and famously kissed her brother at the 2000 Oscars. Her unconventional upbringing included having a live-in boyfriend, invited by her mother, with whom she occasionally engaged in knife fights for fun. Number 44, Carrie Fisher. In 2010, she revealed that she had used cocaine while filming Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back, specifically during the ice planet scene. Fisher opened up about her struggles with bipolar disorder and drug addiction in her book and stand-up show, Wishful Drinking. She once mentioned that she had used so much cocaine that even John Belushi, known for his own substance abuse issues, pointed out she had a problem. When a well-known Hollywood figure with notorious drug habits tells you to slow down, it's definitely a wake-up call to reassess your life decisions. Number 43, Marilyn Monroe. In the early 1960s, She had a romantic relationship with President John F. Kennedy. Marilyn Monroe was well known for her vibrant and passionate persona, having married several times to men like Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller, who found it hard to match her intensity. However, her life was more than just tumultuous marriages. Monroe faced a challenging childhood with a mentally unstable mother and suffered sexual abuse within her family. Despite being desired worldwide, her personal struggles with loneliness and emotional instability tragically led to her passing away at 36 due to an overdose of Nembutal and coral hydrate. Number 42. Vanessa Williams. Back when Vanessa Williams was Miss America in 1984, nude photos from her past emerged in Penthouse, leading to her relinquishing her title. Before her fame from shows like Ugly Betty and Desperate Housewives, Williams was caught up in a scandal involving photos taken for photographer Tom Chiapelle, her then boss. These photos ended up in a major magazine, forcing her resignation. She filed a $500 million lawsuit against Chiapelle and Penthouse publisher Bob Guccione, but dropped it a year later. Number 41. Lana Turner. Solidifying her reputation as a femme fatale, Lana Turner's daughter, Cheryl Crane, fatally stabbed Turner's abusive partner. Initially portraying wholesome characters, Turner later gained fame for her femme fatale roles and as a WW2 pinup, openly embracing her numerous romantic liaisons. Her eventful love life included impulsively marrying a band leader 11 years older on the night they met, dating a mobster, and having 6 other husbands. Turner once quipped, "My goal was to have 1 husband and 7 children, but it turned out to be the other way around." Number 40. Anne Heche. In 2001 interviews, Anne Heche revealed she had an alter ego named Celestia, an alien who could talk to God and claimed to be Jesus Christ's half-sister. Heche, once romantically involved with the famous talk show host Ellen DeGeneres, admitted to experiencing mental health issues for the first 31 years of her life. In 2000, she drove from LA to a rural area near Fresno, California, and spent a night wandering the desert in minimal clothing before appearing at a stranger's house speaking incoherently. Given her own admission of mental struggles, it's hard to doubt her account. Number 39. Elizabeth Taylor. Elizabeth Taylor, famous for her lavish lifestyle, where she even had double eyelashes, married and divorced Richard Burton twice from 1964 to 1976, known for her 8 marriages to 7 men, including Conrad Hilton and Michael Wilding, Taylor really stood out in Hollywood. When asked about her frequent trips down the aisle, she said, "I was taught by my parents that if you fall in love, if you want to have a love affair, you get married. I guess I'm very old-fashioned." Number 38. Lindsay Lohan. In 2007, after a night out in Hollywood, Lindsay Lohan crashed into a tree while driving under the influence, left the scene, and was found to have cocaine in her car. From the charming freckled-faced teen in The Parent Trap and Mean Girls, Lohan's life took a turn, with more appearances in courtrooms than on movie sets due to incidents like alleged jewelry theft and car accidents. Whether making headlines for a court-ordered ankle bracelet or her Playboy shoot, controversy always seemed to shadow Lohan. Number 37. Tara Reid. Back in late 2004, photos popped up of Reid at P. Diddy's 35th birthday on the red carpet, looking fab except for an accidental reveal of her newly enhanced left breast. From her Playboy features and wardrobe malfunctions to her wild nights out covered by TMZ and time in rehab, it's clear this notorious actress is a far cry from the sweet, innocent character we first saw in American Pie. Number 36. Marlene Dietrich. At one stage in her career, this iconic German-born actress, who became a massive star in the US and once the highest paid in Hollywood, got a tempting offer from the Third Reich. They wanted her to be the celebrity face of Germany. In 1937, while in London, Nazi officials proposed an exclusive contract for her to return to Germany as the leading star of Nazi cinema. Marlene rejected the offer and kept performing in the States until 1979. However, when she visited Germany in 1960, some locals labeled her a traitor. Number 35. Winona Ryder. In December 2001, Winona Ryder got nabbed for shoplifting in Beverly Hills, California, accused of swiping $5,500 worth of stuff from Saks Fifth Avenue. This incident stamped her ticket to the Bad Girl Club, but the real drama unfolded in court. She faced allegations of using drugs like oxycodone, Valium, and Vicodin without prescriptions. So yeah, this stunning millionaire went full Ocean's 11 mode, but unlike George Clooney, she got caught, putting a pause on her soaring career. Number 34, Madonna. Madonna's Justify My Love music video got the boot from MTV for its nudity, S&M themes, and gay and lesbian vibes. Since her days of rocking a wedding dress and belting out like a virgin on the 1984 VMA stage, Madonna has been a standout cultural figure. The star of Evita has constantly evolved, but one thing remains constant: every version of Madonna stirs up controversy. Number 33, Natasha Lyonne. In 2003, Natasha Lyonne got arrested after breaking into a neighbor's place, smashing a mirror, and making a bizarre threat involving their dog. From 1999 to 2005, Lyonne was nailing big roles in movies like American Pie and Blade Trinity. But things spiraled out of control with a DUI, heroin addiction rumors, and getting kicked out by her landlord, Michael Rappaport. She even faced homelessness and disappeared for a while, only to pop up in a Manhattan hospital. Good news is, she's turned things around, staying clean for 3 years and scoring roles on New Girl and American Reunion. Number 32, Clara Bow. The first It Girl was also the Gossip Mag's top pick. They spread rumors about her wild love life involving men, women, threesomes, and even dogs. Though most stories about Bow were false, they still got printed. The silent film star did have a vibrant social life, hosting big parties for the USC football team, but a lot of what was reported was just unfair slut-shaming. She transitioned from Hollywood sweetheart to its hottest gossip subject. Number 31, Margot Kidder. In 1996, Margot Kidder, famous for being the first Lois Lane and starring in horror flicks like The Amityville Horror, had a tough time with her bipolar disorder. She ended up in a pretty rough state, found unclothed in some bushes in LA with her dental caps gone. Kidder had a manic episode, ended up on the streets, and even shared a box with a homeless guy. She was eventually found in someone's backyard with her hair cut short and missing her dental bridge. Number 30, Pam Anderson. In 1996, Pam Anderson, known from Home Improvement and Baywatch, and her then-husband, Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, made waves with one of the most famous celebrity sex tapes ever. Pam's not just known for her many Playboy appearances or her string of marriages, but really hit the headlines when that home video went public. Number 29, Roseanne Barr. She really ruffled some feathers across America when she messed up the national anthem at a San Diego Padres game in 1990. Barr's comedy often toes the line between witty observations and outright shock value, and sometimes it doesn't sit well with everyone. Like when she didn't take the national anthem seriously, or that time she dressed up as Hitler and was munching on cookies fresh from the oven. Number 28, Tallulah Bankhead. When a flight attendant on a TWA plane offered Tallulah Bankhead some coffee, she cheekily replied, "No, darling, but I'd love some of your TWA tea." Bankhead was more famous for her off-screen life than her acting. Known for her Hollywood romances with both men and women, she once boldly told Joan Crawford, "Darling, you're divine. I've had an affair with your husband. You're next." Famous for her wild parties, she even landed in court for mistreating a maid who didn't roll her joint correctly, quipping, "Good help is so hard to find these days." Number 27, Mischa Barton. In 2007, Barton got busted for DUI, having marijuana and another controlled substance, and for driving without a legit license. Seems like she took her OC character Marissa's troubled vibe a bit too seriously in real life, struggling with drugs and booze. Plus, she made a cameo on TMZ now and then, usually when she snapped lighting up a joint. Number 26, Mae West. Before hitting it big in Hollywood, Mae West wrote, directed, and produced a Broadway play called Sex. She ended up in jail for 10 days for corrupting the morals of youth due to its racy content. Known for her bold personality and unforgettable one-liners, West always brought her A game in both sex appeal and shock value. Some of her classic zingers are, "A hard man is good to find," and "Good sex is like bridge. If you don't have a good partner, you'd better have a good hand." Number 25, Courtney Love. Courtney Love has had her fair share of wild moments, like appearing visibly drunk on David Letterman's show and the Comedy Central roast of Pamela Anderson. Following a series of drug-related arrests and breaking probation, she had to spend 6 months in rehab for cocaine use. Love's been quite the roller coaster for the last couple of decades. When she's on her game, she's a great musician and actress, with standout roles in Man on the Moon and The People vs. Larry Flint. But when she's not, she's stirring up drama with Dave Grohl, ranting about her daughter Frances Bean Cobain on Twitter, showing up inebriated on TV, and landing in court-mandated rehab. Number 24. Peg Entwistle. Peg Entwistle famously took her own life by jumping off the letter H of the Hollywood sign. A respected Broadway actress admired by Bette Davis, Entwistle struggled to find work during the Depression. She moved to LA for movie roles but only landed one, in the unsuccessful 13 Women, leading to her being dropped by RKO. In a sad twist, after her suicide, her uncle got a letter from Beverly Hills Playhouse offering Entwistle a role as a young girl who commits suicide. Number 23. Jayne Mansfield. In 1963, Mansfield was a trendsetter, being among the first to appear nude in Promises, Promises. Known for her bold style, like getting married in a see-through dress, she loved the limelight and even had photo shoots in her heart-shaped pool. She was a major sex symbol in the late 50s and early 60s, but her life ended too soon at just 34 years old in a car crash, which also involved her kids, including Mariska Hargitay. Number 22. Drew Barrymore. At only 13, Drew had already been to rehab twice, starting with cocaine at just 12. Today, she's a global superstar, but Drew Barrymore made her mark early. As a kid, she was somehow getting into LA nightclubs, partying hard instead of just being a regular preteen. While others her age were dealing with puberty, Drew was already exploring the wilder side of life. Number 21. Shannen Doherty. Back in 1993, Dean Factor, Shannen Doherty's ex-fiancé, got a restraining order against her. He claims she pointed a gun at him and made some pretty wild threats. Those days, Doherty was known as the ultimate Hollywood rebel. She got kicked off 90210 for being tough to work with, according to producer Aaron Spelling. She also posed for Playboy and tied the knot with Rick Solomon, a Hollywood wild card famous for his appearance in that well-known Paris Hilton sex tape. Number 20. Miley Cyrus. In 2011, Miley was recorded calling herself a pothead and smoking saliva. The former Hannah Montana star had posted partially nude photos on social media multiple times, did a topless photo shoot for Vanity Fair at age 15, had pictures surface of her performing oral sex on a penis-shaped cake for her boyfriend's birthday, and became engaged to that 22-year-old boyfriend when she was 19. This likely deeply saddened her father. Number 19. Jane Fonda. In November 1970, Jane was arrested for drug smuggling while returning from an anti-Vietnam War fundraiser in Ohio, leading to a famous mugshot. Beyond her role in the newsroom, Fonda is a renowned activist. In the 1960s, she vocally supported the civil rights movement and opposed the Vietnam War, and in the 1970s, she backed Huey Lewis and the Black Panthers. Her activism wasn't without controversy, though. A trip to Vietnam saw her photographed with Vietnamese soldiers, a moment she later attributed to being caught up in the moment and not realizing her surroundings. Number 18. Whitney Houston. In a 2002 interview with Diane Sawyer, Whitney was asked if drugs were behind her noticeably thin look. She famously said, "Crack is cheap. I make too much money to smoke it. We don't do crack. Crack is whack." Houston's personal struggles were always in the spotlight. She was the pop star everyone hoped would recover. Her outstanding music achievements and notable film roles, including The Bodyguard, were overshadowed by her battles with addiction and her poisonous marriage to Bobby Brown. Number 17. Paz de la Huerta. In March 2011, Paz got into a drunken brawl at a New York City club with ex-MTV star Samantha Sweetra, and Lindsay Lohan was there to see it all. Known for her role as Steve Buscemi's dramatic ex-girlfriend on HBO's Boardwalk Empire, Paz de la Huerta is no stranger to controversy. She's made a name for herself with her bold sexuality, often appearing nude in films and photo shoots. Her flair for drama isn't just for the screen either. She once famously made a bold move during an interview with a New York journalist in a bathhouse. Number 16. Joan Crawford. Crawford, famous for her role in Mommy Dearest and the infamous no wire hanger scene, is no stranger to scandal. Rumors swirled about her dancing nude for extra cash, her wild parties with lots of vodka, and a love for intense relationships. Her multiple marriages, including 3 to men rumored to be gay, kept her in the tabloids. Bette Davis, her well-known rival, even claimed Crawford climbed the career ladder through relationships with both men and women. Despite all this, Crawford remained MGM's box office queen. Number 15. Zhang Ziyi. Back in May 2012, there were accusations that Zhang Ziyi, known for her roles in movies like TMNT and Rush Hour 2, was involved with wealthy businessmen, reportedly making over $100 million. In the following years, the stunning actress found herself in the spotlight again, this time for allegedly being paid millions for relationships with top Chinese politicians. Quite the twist for the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon star, right? Number 14. Vanessa Hudgens. In September 2007, nude self-portrait photos of high school musical actress Vanessa Hudgens, who was 17 at the time, were leaked online. After an initial set of naked pictures of her, reportedly sent to actor Drake Bell, appeared online in 2007, another topless photo surfaced in 2009. And when it seemed like those incidents were in the past, more graphic self-taken images of her touching herself intimately and kissing Nickelodeon actress Alexa Nikolas emerged online in 2011. Number 13. Michelle Rodriguez. Back in 2007, Michelle Rodriguez landed herself a 180-day jail stint for breaking probation rules. She was already on probation for several run-ins with the law, including multiple DWI and DUI charges. Honestly, it seems like she might have been better off without a driver's license. In the past few years, she's had her fair share of trouble: DUIs, reckless driving, speeding, even a hit and run, and ended up sporting an ankle bracelet at red carpet events. If you ever bump into her, maybe help her out with some cab money. Number 12. Sean Young. Sean Young really went all out to get the role of Catwoman in the 1989 Batman film. She made her own costume and showed up to surprise director Tim Burton and star Michael Keaton, even though the role wasn't in the script. Young has always been a bit of a wild card, way before Lindsay Lohan's time. She got arrested for slapping a security guard at an Oscar party, disrupted speeches at the 2008 Director Guild Award, and was even accused of stalking James Woods. So it's not too shocking that her last big TV gig was on VH1's Celebrity Rehab with Dr. Drew Pinsky. Number 11. Sharon Tate. Charles Manson's followers tragically ended Sharon Tate's life in her own home. Tate, known as a rising star and a stunning beauty, was 8 months pregnant with director Roman Polanski's baby at the time. She and 4 others were brutally taken by Manson's group. While some think she was just a random target, there are tons of other theories floating around about why it happened. Number 10. Tracy Gold. Gold struggled with anorexia for a long time, at one point dropping to a mere 80 pounds. She picked up dieting tips as a child actress on Growing Pains, and most of her problems came from trying to manage her body changes. Diagnosed with early signs of anorexia at 11, she got back to a healthy weight, but things went downhill after a break from filming. Back on set, she faced fat jokes and fell into a severe eating disorder, becoming so thin that she was suspended from the show. Number 9. Tawny Kitaen. In 2002, Tawny Kitaen, known for her iconic scene on a Jaguar in a Whitesnake music video, faced domestic abuse charges for attacking her then-husband, baseball player Chuck Finley. Before the 2000s, Kitaen, a former beauty queen and co-host of America's Funniest Home Videos, seemed to have it all, but post-Y2K, things spiraled. Over the past 12 years, she's dealt with charges ranging from domestic abuse to cocaine possession and DUIs, leading to a stint in drug rehab. And guess which one she picked? The one on TV, Dr. Drew's Celebrity Rehab. Number 8. Brigitte Nielsen. Before heading to rehab in 2007, Brigitte Nielsen, the tall Danish model and actress from Rocky IV and Red Sonja, was in the spotlight for dating Flavor Flav from Public Enemy. Nielsen's life has been full of buzzworthy moments. Besides her time on Celebrity Rehab, she had a short-lived marriage with Sylvester Stallone that ended over her infidelity, and she recently spilled the beans about an affair with Arnold Schwarzenegger. Seems like she has a thing for the Expendables guys. Jason Statham, you've been warned. Number 7. Zsa Zsa Gabor. Back in 1989, Zsa Zsa Gabor made headlines for slapping a police officer right in Beverly Hills. Zsa Zsa is pretty much the original infamous actress. The former Miss Hungary moved to the US chasing fame and fortune, and boy, did she find them. Known for tying the knot 9 times, she famously joked, "I'm a marvelous housekeeper. Every time I leave a man, I keep his house." Talk about being the original gold digger. Number 6. Mary-Kate Olsen. Just 2 days shy of her 18th birthday in 2004, Mary-Kate Olsen entered rehab to tackle her anorexia. We've all seen her journey from a Full House baby to a young billionaire. It was pretty shocking in 2004 to see how Hollywood's pressures were affecting her, especially when she looked super thin at her Hollywood Walk of Fame ceremony. Thankfully, she got help and bounced back. Nowadays, she's with Oliver Zavorsky, the brother of ex-French President Nicolas Zavorsky, who's not just twice her age, but also towers over her in height. Number 5. Ellen Barkin. Ellen Barkin is pretty famous for her no-holds-barred Twitter outbursts. She's one of Hollywood's most straight-talking actresses, never shy to call out the right wing as pro-murder evil jerks and label Fox News reporters as liars. Oh, and there's her personal life too. She's dating the son of her diner director. She's 57, he's 26, and they shacked up when he was just 24. Funny thing, she actually shot Diner before her boyfriend was even born. Number 4. Frances Farmer. Farmer's trouble started when her studio hairdresser accused her of dislocating her jaw. Around the same time, she was in hot water for an unpaid fine related to drunk driving. When the police came to arrest her, she fought back fiercely, even tossing an inkwell at a judge. That got her a 180-day sentence, but she didn't go quietly. She knocked down a cop and bruised another. Later, after some shock therapy and a clash with her mom, she ended up living with a family she met while hitchhiking. Another arrest, this time for vagrancy, led to a 5-year stint in a psychiatric ward. Number 3. Yasmine Bleeth. Back in 2002, this ex-Baywatch and basketball star got hit with a 2-year probation and 100 hours of community service for cocaine possession and impaired driving. Yasmine Bleeth looked like she'd be a TV and film mainstay, but then she got hooked on cocaine. She once said that getting addicted to coke was like falling in love, calling it her boyfriend, best friend, and family. Luckily for Yasmine, it seems that turbulent love affair is finally over. Number 2. Rose McGowan. At the 1998 VMAs, McGowan turned heads by showing up with her then-boyfriend Marilyn Manson in a totally see-through dress. Apart from dating the eccentric rocker, McGowan's life story includes growing up in an actual cult, the Children of God, in Italy. She and her family eventually left when the group started pushing for child-adult sexual relations. Number 1. Jean Harlow. Harlow's much older husband was found shot dead, covered in perfume. She became a star in the late silent film era as the blonde bombshell, known for her sultry roles and cheeky comments about her love life, like, "I like to wake up each morning feeling a new man." Just a few months into her marriage to MGM executive Paul Byrne, he was found dead with a suicide note mentioning his impotence as the reason he couldn't go on. And there you have it, folks. We've just dived deep into the lives of the 50 most infamous actresses of all time. From scandalous love affairs to headline-making controversies, these stars have truly left their mark in Hollywood history. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.